Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at why people stopped being friends. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. He ran off with my girlfriend after swearing for weeks that he would never do such a thing. The best part was that I was the best man at his wedding and he was married at the time. Honestly, looking back on it, I'm glad it happened. I got to kick 2 pieces of trash out of my life on the same day. I met my wife 2 years later and I've never been happier. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, at least it's a happy ending, right? I got mixed emotions. It was like sad and then happy. Good, though. At least everything turned out right, you know? You know how people are always like, you have to go through some tough times in order to get to the end where you'll be happy? Nice. But now I'm just wondering, like, why was he swearing that he will never do such a thing, right? Like, did he already get caught or something? And then he was like, no, it wasn't me. I swear to you, I would never do that to you. But in the end, he did. She helped my ex break into my email to prove I was cheating on him. Spoiler alert, I wasn't. What? So the friend just wanted to, like, accuse her best friend of cheating, but she wasn't. Like, what? Did she like her best friend's boyfriend or something? Like, she was trying to break them apart? What kind of best friend is this? Whether we spoke or hung out was fully dependent on me initiating it. So when I decided to step back, we stopped talking. Oh, that's sad. He promised me he would pay my rent with our business profits while I went out of town, but instead bought a truck with our money and told my landlord that I had the money but refused to pay. My family ended up homeless. What in the world? So basically he stole all the money and then blamed him instead. You piece of trash, I swear. You're gonna do one selfish thing and affect an entire family? How dare you? This is scary, honestly. Like, you trust someone so much to start your business with them and trust them with that money, right? And then they end up pulling this. Ditching me for a better something for the 100th time while I waited outside a concert with his ticket. Oh, these are the friends you don't need in your life. You know, like, they hang out with you when there's nothing to do, but when someone else wants to hang out with them, they ditch you to hang out with that other person. You don't need that person in your life. My best friend and I met as entry-level employee. We both helped each other and elevated each other over the years. I stayed in corporate and middle management and made good money. He went into business for himself. His company was struggling, so he asked me for a favor. To quit my job, help him build his company. He could only pay for half of what I make, but promised in success we split the profits and share credit. He made it also sound really appealing having a best friend as a boss. Come on, it'll be fun. So I did. 6 months later, I landed our first $1 million client. Money rolls in and I ask him, when will I start getting a split of the profit distribution? What profit distribution? He started taking back everything we talked about. No, you heard me wrong. I never said half the profits. Supposed you're wondering, was there a written agreement? No. Yes, I'm just that stupid to trust a person I used to spend vacations together, talk to every day, and treated him like a brother. I was the idiot for being too trusting, but at the same time, I could not be his friend. I left his company. That client I introduced him to took the business elsewhere when the company was in breach of the agreement. His company went bankrupt. That's what you get. Like, seriously, you're not gonna give the deserved person the money who helped you when you were in need. You're gonna take back all your word and be like, no, I never said half the profits. That's my money. And he got a divorce because his wife, who did the accounting, saw a receipt of his that didn't make sense. Looked it up and found out it was a Russian brothel. Yes, he's that stupid too. I went back to a corporate job with lesson learned to never do anything without formalizing it in paper. People were impressed I landed that $1 million client, so I actually came out better and was highly recruited. Oof, satisfying. I'm so glad the bad person got what they deserved, you know. Seriously, someone trusts you that much and decides to help you and you're going to betray them. So yes, lesson learned, okay? Always get everything in writing, no matter what. And make sure you both sign it, because people like this exist, okay? Even if they're your best friend, even if you think they're the best person in the entire world, people change, okay? Greed changes them. So always be careful. Okay. When my wife ran off with him. Oh, well, you know what? They deserve each other. You know, both disloyal people. Yeah, go ahead and run off with each other. Go. They're probably going to be disloyal to each other too, honestly. Gay best friend in high school. I came out to him as bi. He said, no, you're not. You're gay or you're straight. You have to choose. That's honestly so sad because I feel like they came out to their best friend because they felt like they could trust them. You know, like knowing where they're coming from too, they'd feel like they could trust them. Like they accepted him for who he was and then he's not going to accept them. Really? She had a tendency of being selfish while making me feel guilty that I was the selfish one. After spending my wedding day focused on her drama, I kept her at arm's length. When the birth of my first child was also overshadowed by her drama, I cut her loose. Gaslighting is terrible. I still worry I'm being too self-centered. No. Girl, you did the right thing, okay? Your happiness is the most important, alright? Her drama, her friend just wanted all the attention on her, you know? You're getting married, but look at me. You have a child, but look at me. We dated a few times and it just never worked out. It was hard to go back to being friends after that. Because it's awkward now. I do know some people work out great as friends, but when they start dating, it's just a no-no. Why do you think that happens, right? Is it because they expect too much from each other and then it just doesn't work out? Because as friends, you just don't really expect that much from each other, you know? Like you're friends because you're close and you just like each other's company. But maybe when you're in a relationship, you start expecting more and more. I don't know, man. I'm too single to even know this. Finally came out as bisexual and he decided that meant I was trying to hook up with him and his wife. What kind of logic is that? You know what I mean? Like just because I'm straight doesn't mean I want to hook up with every guy. Like, huh? What's going on? He and I lived on opposite sides of the country. I had been thinking of moving to Phoenix at the time since I knew people there, but I didn't care for the heat. He told me I should move in with him in Alabama and I could crash on his couch until we got a bigger place. Fast forward 6 months, 2 weeks away from moving 3,000 miles, and I finally put my notice in at work. I get home and tell him on Discord, and he asks me where I'm going to be living. I said with him since that was the plan. He then tells me I can no longer crash on his couch because he can't bring girls over when a random guy is living on his sofa. I was livid. I knew I couldn't find a place in 2 weeks when I wasn't even there yet, but I tried. I did eventually move to Alabama, and he and I plus 2 others got a big house. It was a mistake. He's hands down the worst person I could ever call a friend. He uses people. He'll make plans with you and ditch you. He'll tell you whatever you want to hear. I tried talking to him about some personal issues, and he would treat it as some sort of competition of who has it worse. Oh, that's the worst type of person. These people just always want to one-up your misery or something. Like, you're like, I'm having such a bad day. And they're like, but I'm having a worse day, so why are you sad? Just let me have a bad day, jeez. We moved away from each other, but now we're living together because he needed a place to go after getting kicked out of where he was. He tells people that me and my other roommate were hurting financially, and that's why he lives with us. Took me a while to confront the fact that we're not friends. First time I cried over losing a friend in my life. In hindsight, it's good riddance. I might have to live with him now, but I ignore him for the most part. Makes it a lot easier. Wow, he's the one struggling, but he tells people that his friends are struggling and that's why he's taking care of them. That's why he's living together. Wow, everything has to be about him, eh? Stole $400 from me when he found out the girl he liked actually liked me. We were in our mid-20s. High school never ends. Wow, that's so petty. Like, what, is he gonna steal from everyone? Just because some girl doesn't like him now? Like, dude, that's life, okay? Life. You just gotta accept it and move on until you find the person that likes you. You know, you only really need one person to like you, you know? We both moved away to college and didn't keep in check. Haven't seen her in 3 years. Not sure she'd recognize me. Oh, that's sad when you drift apart, but you still feel like you really care about them and you like them a lot. And I feel like both of you want to reach out to each other, but then you just don't want to at the same time because you're not sure whether they'd still be close to you or like whether they'd still want to be friends or like, you know, it's just hard because you both don't want to start the conversation because it's been so long and you're scared that it's going to be awkward. Man, that's tough. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!